Hello! Welcome to another video from Meeples West. This is day 3 of our Christmas game selection, advent calendar of sorts, where we talk about games that we think are great for board gamers and non-board gamers alike. And today's game is Welcome to Your Perfect Home. I think everybody really calls it Welcome to because it's a bit of a mouthful. And this is a flip and write game. You can play it with as many people as you want because each player just needs a pad. And we've played it in a very small group, and we've played it in a massive group at a convention where there's 100 people all playing together because it really doesn't matter. So, flip and write is a type of game, and Lynn, do you want to just explain what happens on a turn?
Okay, so the first turn we flip these cards. That's not quite good, is it? There we go. So you then have the choice of picking one of these.
Yeah.
So you will either pick a 4 with this symbol, a 12 with this symbol, or an 11 with this symbol here. So this is going to be the number for your house.
Yep.
And then these are going to relate to different actions that you can take in different areas.
Yes.
So
there's hopefully you can see that on the camera. This is the pad that everybody starts with. You can see on here you have 3 streets where you can build your houses. And as Lynn's already said, we write the numbers off the cards into the individual houses, ensuring that we start from left to right in terms of numeric value. So you don't really want to put number 2 in here, because it means that only 2 and upwards can go that way, and anything below 2 can go that way. So you'd start with your low numbers here and your high numbers here. You can write here, you can write a 10 in there, but you're setting that, you're going to go from 10 upwards or 10 below there. So those are your 3 streets, and then as we've already said, these areas at the bottom relate to certain actions that you're going to get off the cards that are flipped over. So what do the actions do? So this is an action that may come up, and this allows you to build a fence on your street. So you can draw a line in between 2 properties, and this creates what are called estates. So if you draw a line and you've got 3 houses next to each other, that is a estate of 3 houses. You will only score your estates based upon the size if they've got fences either side of them at the end of the game, so it's important that you use fences as you go. The next one here, we have this purple icon. This creates multipliers for your estates. So again, on the board here, we can see that if we've crossed out this number here, each one of our 1 estates, so that's just a house with a fence both sides, will be worth 1 point or 3 points. And this increases in value depending on how many of these you cross off.
these are quite good because on the 6th estate you can get up to 12 points per 6th estate.
Exactly, yeah. So you can earn a lot of money, you can earn a lot of points. Then there's parks. Parks let you complete parks in each of your street, and depending upon how many of these you cross out, you'll get an increase in value of points at the end of the game. And then we have this, which are swimming pools, which allow you to cross out the pools on the houses on the street that you own. And again, depending upon how many you do over the course of the game, you're going to get increasing number of points. Nice 36 points possible there. This roadblock is in this area here, and the roadblock effectively allows you to manipulate the value of your card by 0, 1 or 2. So if you don't want a 4, you want a 3, you can cross off one of these if you've got that card, and it can change it to a 3 or to a 2 or keep it the same. And you cross this out, and then at the end of the game, the player who's done the most will get the extra points. And then this final one, the letterbox, is for this area here, and this allows you to break the normal rule of only having 1 of each number in a row. So if you've got this, it would allow you to put a 10 next to a 10 on your street, which is a bit of a rule breaking card. If you can't place, so if you've designed your street in a terrible way and you can't place your number in the street, you have to take a bogey point there. You've got 3 of those. The first one you do won't cost you any points. Second one won't cost you any points, but the third one will cost you 3 points at the end of the game. And the last one 5. And potentially 5, yeah. But once one player has crossed off 3, that would trigger the end of the game. How else is the end of the game triggered?
With the actual contracts as well.
Do you want to explain those?
Yep. So the contracts, you are going to put any points you earned here. And the first contract here is the estates. So these are the ones separated by the fences. So if you've got 4 estates that have got 2 houses each, if you're the first person to do this in the game, you're going to get 8 points. And then if you're the second, you're going to get 4 points.
Every other player can get 4.
Yeah.
Only one can get the top, and then the other players in the game can all get the 4.
And this number 1, if you got the 8 points, would go in here, or 4 points. And then the second one, 4 houses in an estate, just one of them, and then 3 single estates, and that one's 9 points for the first player, 5 for everybody else. And then a 3 estate and a 4 estate, 7 points and 3 points. These are double-sided, so if you're on a 2-player game, it is just the first person there that can get the points for those. And there are a number of these.
There's quite a lot. Yeah, there's quite a lot.
So it does give it a bit more flexibility and replay value.
Yeah, so if one player completes all 3 of those, that triggers the end of the game. And then the other way that the end of the game can be triggered if a player completes all 3 of their streets. So basically writes a number into all 3 of their streets, that is the end of the game. So you'll continue playing round after round after round with everybody writing on their sheet, flipping these cards over as you go, and then at the end you might even get through all 3 decks, shuffle them, start again. At the end of the game, we're all going to tot up all of our points from each of the different areas that we've filled in, and the player with the most points wins. Again, great game for families. A little bit more complexity than a couple of the other games that we've already talked about. So it kind of scratches the gamer itch a little bit more, but it's not overwhelming for somebody who isn't a gamer.
No.
And it plays nice and quickly because everybody's playing at the same time.
Yeah.
That simultaneous gameplay means that nobody's bored.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting their phone out and sitting there and looking through Instagram because they're engaged in the game the whole time.
Yeah, everybody's playing at the same time, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So you haven't got that downtime.
Yeah.
And a little bit of fun is the welcome to, which is why everybody calls it welcome to, I think, is because you can make up your own town name.
Exactly, yeah. So everybody's encouraged to make up a town name. You know, normally it's rude, but that's just me. So this is a great game. If you like the game, it comes with some loads of expansions that you can get. We've got an expansion called Doomsday, which is just a set of pads which come with some differing rules. This one there's an atomic war, and there's a Halloween themed one, and a load of other different themed ones. So if there's a particular theme that floats your boat, then you can get that. But yeah, great fun game, plays nice and quickly, and it's pretty easy to play. So it's a recommendation from us.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.